All right, guys. Coach Brandon here, Team Ravage Fitness, and I have one of my good friends and prior clients, Jarvis. So, really excited to just let him share some knowledge, just kind of talk back and forth a little bit about the program. So, Jarvis, first off, thanks for being here. I want to ask you, tell me where you were before you came to Ravage and just, why you came to us.
So basically, as a former athlete, I always thought I was going to pride myself on being physically fit and things like that. I got an office job, and in the midst of being in that office job, I didn't even know that I got complacent. But I got there. I got into a sedentary lifestyle. I traveled a lot for business, and over the course of that time, I began to pack on weight that I hit numbers that I never thought in a million years that I'd even come close to touching.
Right.
So, after finally getting on the scale and seeing it's crazy at 5'10", or 5'9" on a good, whatever people want to call me. But I hit 256 and it was astounding to me, like my clothes were still casual, you can wear a large and anyone can wear a large. But anywho,
Right.
I knew I needed something, and then that's when I got online and I saw these challenges, and you guys kind of stood out. So I was like, and it's crazy because I know you now, but then I didn't know you. And I was just like, hey, man, I'm going to give this guy a try. He's the challenge. And then, I clicked up, I signed up, and honestly, fitness-wise, it had to be one of the best choices of my life. And, I know it's hard to believe because, being that we're friends now and stuff,
Right.
and we've done so much together, but literally, if it wasn't for, getting in the Ravage training and, going through you guys' programming stuff, like, I wouldn't be the athlete I am today, for sure.
Right. Awesome, man. Awesome. And it's been crazy. It's been a fun road since you started. So, and of course, like you said, we've got this great friendship. I mean, one of my best friends that I had. So, but okay. So tell me a little bit, kind of got it started. Tell me a little bit what it was like working with us, starting where you were at, trying new things and working that in with your busy schedule, because you are busy. I mean, you train a lot of youth and big in baseball and different things now. So.
Oh, yeah. I think one of the coolest things that definitely helped is like how hands-on you guys are, even being remotely, like, always kind of feeling like any questions, concerns that I had could get immediately answered in a timely fashion. You guys were knowledgeable. You took what I had, what I brought to the table, like, with my background of sports and stuff, like I could do conventional lifts to a good, number or whatever, if you want to call it moving weight or whatnot. But instead of just getting me and say, okay, all we're going to do is deadlift and bench and deadlift and bench and deadlift and bench and squat, it's like, okay, hey, we need to work on your mobility. I mean, like you harbored on things that I needed. And of course, being stubborn at first, I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah. But, over the course of time, and I think even if I would have listened from day one, it would have been a faster transition. But of course, I fought it for a while, and then I would try to do these cool things that I knew I was strong enough to do, but mobility was an issue. So then I started doing my mobility exercises. And then, or I'd come across an injury that had nothing to do with the training, like you said. I mean, I went back to an alumni game and I broke a wrist, and then we're alternating the training for that. I never lost strength in my legs. I never lost strength on the other side. Just the fact that you guys were willing to work to keep me going in the right direction was great. Plus, you put us in this group, and there's all these people, all these great clients that have all these great stories, and you communicate with them, and next thing you get friends upon friends, and a great support group. So that was one of the biggest things. There were plenty of days where I didn't want to train, and I'll look up and somebody posted their time, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta go beat that, and
gotta go.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I didn't beat it, but no one knew that I did the workout, so I'm just not gonna put my time up there. No, I'm just kidding. But so basically, for me, it was definitely the accountability, the knowledge, the willingness to work with me outside of my own parameters and not limit me to being good. Because, like you could have looked at an athlete like myself and said, you know what, man, you're going to be a great power lifter. Like, let's just increase your powerlifting numbers, or you're going to be a great CrossFitter. Let's just do. No, it was like you were more worried about my fitness levels. You were more like there was an assessment there. You didn't just jump in and give me something. You assessed me as an athlete first, and then created a program for me, and I think that was awesome.
Right. Awesome. Well said. Well said. So, okay. So I know most of you out there don't know this guy, but Jarvis, massive baseball background. I mean, college. I mean, drafted pros. I mean, he just had a lot of big baseball background. Okay. Then, like he said, he got the job. Had to go into that sedentary lifestyle. Had gained weight. And wanted to do something about it. And now, tell me, Jarvis, since you've been through the program, from a mental aspect, just quickly about hey, confidence. How you feel about yourself, that kind of thing. And then in that, with for anyone watching this video or anyone that's heard about Team Ravage Fitness or our program is interested in it, but maybe hasn't set the call up yet. I mean, what you would say to them? So
okay, first thing, based on what it's given me, I mean, you hit it on the head, man. Confidence, like being comfortable in your own skin, whether you have a said body beforehand or you're trying to get there, like that's to me, that's priceless. Like
Yep.
being able to put clothes on and not feel like they're hugging the wrong spots, or you're not feeling even the opposite. If I was a smaller guy and now I'm filling out clothes, it's like there's nothing more confident or more heartwarming than being confident. And
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is just like that. I'm in front of my kids all the time, and I it would hurt my heart if, as I'm training them, they're looking at me like, and I used to tell this to my dad all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to be trained by someone that doesn't look like they can do what they're telling me to do. And, and I get it, you don't have to look the part for most situations, because some people, but to me as an athlete, coaching other athletes, I want to be able to get out there. Like, I love when my kids are like, hey, coach, man, take some swings, and I'm still mobile. I'm still strong enough. I take them for 5-mile runs.
Right.
Yeah, I take my kids for 5-mile runs, and we run it together. And one of it's for safety, because I don't want them running that long by themselves. And two, it's like they get to understand that I get to suffer with them, and I'm glad that I even have an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Because you put that weight back on me, I might physically try to do it mentally, like, oh, here's my mental fortitude. I'm going to go, and I'm dying and throwing up at the back, and my kids are like, this is embarrassing, and now, yeah. And now more or less, like they, thanks to you guys, they see my videos, they see me lifting, they see my ups and downs, because like anything, like you'll have times where you're at your leanest, and then you'll start packing on some weight. And then you got to get back and forth. So they see that, and they see my mental fortitude, that a little bit of it was, playing and getting that, but a lot of it came from the struggles that I have to deal with through these hard workouts that are beneficial to me. They're not hard just to be hard. They're hard for a reason. They're hard to test you. They're hard to make you the best person that you can be.
Right.
And then on the final thing, I would tell a person that's looking at this, like, this is a question you should ask yourself. At your current state, do you want to look back 5 months from now and say, man, I could be somewhere else? Do you want to go online and see other clients? Because, after you looked at something, you're going to peek back after a while. Are you going to want to look at somebody else's progress pictures, or would you rather look at your own? And I can guarantee you that, if you follow the steps, oh man, he's big on nutrition. That's the thing. You got to follow it. You follow it to the best of your ability, you're going to see changes. And I'm telling you, like I said, I love the fact that I can look back now. I think about the comps. I mean, we've been to some of the biggest comps in CrossFit together, and we've survived the deeps of water, swimming events, and all these other things. And I'm glad I can look back and say that I did those things versus if I never started, I'm almost 100% positive. There's no way. Like, I would have been in my gym lifting, cool, but there's no way I would have gained the physical fitness that I needed to do those things that have given me unbelievable memories, that can never be taken. So that's my thing. I tell people to think about the memories you want to make. Do you want to have regret, or do you wish to be like, after you're done with the workout, and man, that was so hard. 20 workouts later, you do the same thing, but then you go and you enter a physique thing, or you enter a CrossFit thing, or a weightlifting thing, or something, and now you succeed, fail, or whatever at those things. You can look back and go, I did that, versus scrolling up the internet, constantly looking, and I wish I was in shape enough to do that. That's what it should be about. That should be your biggest your kicker is getting rid of I wish I could and going back to, man, I'm glad that I did.
Exactly, man. And I love that. I love that so much. That taking action is what most people fail to do. I mean, they know what they want to accomplish. They see something like our program that, man, I want to do that. They see people like yourself that have done that. And, fear is usually the biggest thing that stops people from taking action. So, man, very well said. Very well said. So, but Jarvis, thanks for today, man. This was awesome. It was great to connect, man. I appreciate you talking to everybody. And so, but if you get to know me, eventually you're going to meet this guy because we're just that good of friends. And so, but
yeah, absolutely.
So, but awesome. All right, Jarvis. Appreciate you, brother. Have a great day, man.
Heck yeah, man. Well, thanks for having me, my man.
Yeah.